Someone want to pray?
No, I can do it.
Okay.
Okay. Our dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity we have to meet here as a group to discuss the case. We ask that we may have thy spirit and we'll be able to discuss the things that we need to be able to discuss, and that we can increase our understanding of business and the lessons that our teacher desires that we learn from this case. Love you very much, and we say this in Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Okay. I have a spiritual thought.
Let's hear it.
All right. So, I was reading a talk by Dallin H. Oaks. It's called "The Challenge to Become." So he's talking about the difference between having a testimony and being converted. And he talked about this parable of the wealthy father and how he didn't want to give all of his inheritance to his son because he didn't want to give him all that he had, because if he gave him all of his wealth, then he would never become all that he was. So Down Jokes is talking about how we're not just going to be given rewards for nothing. We have to put in the work. We have to learn lessons and have trials in order to appreciate those rewards. And it's kind of the same thing with us having a testimony. Like, if we don't put in the work, we're never going to be converted, and we're never going to be able to reach our highest potential.
Gotcha.
Say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
That was good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
No problem. Are you guys ready to start?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what grade should we give Morgan for how he pursued Skyhook?
What was that question?
What grade should we give Ted Morgan for how he pursued Skyhook?
I give him an A. I think he, like, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, like, he was thrifty, like coming up with like the plan to market to Microsoft for like $2,000 was nuts, or $200 or whatever it was. It was like something just ridiculous that they were able to have like a viable prototype. I don't know. I give him kudos, and I'd give him an A+ and 4 gold stars.
I agree. He did really good. He just took what was thrown at it and handled it really well.
Yeah, I agree too. He's a smart guy. He understands how to be successful as an entrepreneur, and I think he understands like how to make money really well.
Yep.
Just because like all his family is super successful, and he just kind of like he knew what it would take. Cool. So Skyhook developed a pretty cool technology that has gotten lots of positive feedback. Put yourself in the shoes of Ted Morgan. Why the lack of sales? I think it's because they're not giving it to companies for free.
Yeah.
And it's just like hard for, I don't know. I think these big companies like aren't really recognizing the need for it. Like, they think it's very impressive, but they don't see the need. And along with, they're gonna have to pay for every product they sell that has Skyhook technology in it. They're gonna have to pay, and it's hard for them to pull the trigger.
Yeah, to break into the market. That was kind of my same thought. Was like, um, they have like the product, and it's like going to revolutionize the way like GPS is done. But I think they need to
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
I think they need to work on on their approach to sales. I think they can implement it to where there's a free aspect, so it gets implemented, and then they're able to charge somehow, or do the marketing through advertising or whatever, make money that way.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to make very much revenue off of having companies pay them. I think it's
What's up, guys? Sorry I'm late.
that's why.
I'm with both of you guys though. If they can, I don't know, if they could sell the software to a company like Apple or whatever, just say, "Okay, we'll let you guys use it for this much money." I think that would go better than per device.
Yeah.
Are you guys talking about like what decision to move forward on?
Not yet. We're talking about why they haven't had very much sales.
Oh, all right.
Anyone else have any comments, or do you guys want to move on?
Sounds good.
I'm good.
We're good.
All right, so now we gotta review the deals that they had proposed. Describe the proposed deal outcome and lessons learned. So first one's Microsoft. So they offered Microsoft. They wanted 300,000 up front, and then they wanted. You guys remember how much it was? Like 30 cents to a dollar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Nokia. It was 300,000 up front. Yeah, and then an additional fee for every copy of Streets and Trips that shipped with Skyhook's technology. So they were estimating to get about $1 million of revenue from the Microsoft deal. And then Microsoft didn't sign the agreement and then counteroffered with 100,000 and no additional fees, and so the deal went.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Yeah, it sucked. So the lesson learned. What do you guys think? I think that was a little bit of an aggressive proposal for a startup.
Yeah.
I agree.
Agreed. There's probably some lessons just on how to negotiate, even though they weren't successful. They could look at it and say, "Okay, we should have done this a little different in approaching the situation."
Yeah.
I think they shouldn't have told all their investors that they already had to deal with Microsoft too. So they told everyone that they had the deal, and then it fell through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem when it comes to that is like once you release, I mean, that's like all the ammo they had when it came to negotiating, and they just said, hey, this is like, we already have this, and like, yeah, all their negotiating terms left.
Yeah.
So
They just got lucky that their investors didn't ditch out.
Didn't bail, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So what was the proposal for E911?
E911.
Attached to like ambulance, the Vonage.
Yeah. That one was through. That one was for Manhattan area.
Are you there? Sorry, I was breaking up on.
Oh, sorry. I don't really see that much of a proposal. It was just like an idea that they had to use Skyhook for an additional way to like help out the police and first responders for ambulances, but I don't think it ever got used.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It was just like an idea, rather. Yeah, I don't see any proposal like that they had with the E911.
Yeah, I guess it was just the idea.
Yeah.
The idea of using the Wi-Fi services for emergencies. So that ended as so the FCC never issued an E911 mandate. So,
Right.
what do you guys think the lesson was there?
I think it's difficult to expect somebody to like put. I don't know. I think from what I'm remembering, they were going to charge like there was some sort of like installation thing that they had to do into like the vehicles, and so implementing that into like a fleet or anything like that is going to be difficult. So the software system is sweet, but when you're having to put in like a box or whatever, I think it makes the deal more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like with the E911, they didn't really pursue it. They weren't all in. They just kind of what's a better lack of terms? I mean, they basically just looked at it and they just went to, like it said, they persuaded two 911 services to develop the Skyhook's technology, but that was it. They didn't take it any further. So I think a lesson learned is to, like, if you're going to go into another market, to fully invest in going into it and not just looking at it and kind of going in and not really doing anything about it.
Yeah, and just going along with that, like, I don't know if we can't find a proposal because they just didn't put it in there or they just didn't have one, but like not writing it up or having a plan. and that just kind of shows that they weren't that committed to it.
Yeah.
Just weren't really expecting it to happen, so they didn't make a proposal.
So next question then is Nokia's proposal.
Yeah, I was seeing that they had like something like 60 meetings they had with Nokia, so I guess they did better like focusing to get closer to them. But then they wanted 30 cents to $1 for each item they were selling, each device. And then Nokia wasn't sure, about the budget and stuff, so I guess they were a little confused with like the whole idea they had planned.
Yeah.
So
I think that's just a lot of meetings for something that didn't work out.
yeah. How many meetings did they have?
It says over 60.
Dude, there's one thing that I hate at work is meetings. They're so unproductive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think they would have known before even the 20th meeting if the deal was going to.
Definitely.
So
They just didn't want to say no. They felt bad. They wanted to tell them not to come back.
So yeah, the outcome there was unsuccessful.
Yeah.
And the lesson learned is to know when to fold. There's 60 meetings with no outcome. If you're not coming to a resolution or like a sale after the first 5-10 meetings, then that's it's time to cut it loose, because good night, 60 meetings is ridiculous for nothing to happen.
Yeah. A wise man once said, know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em.
Oh my gosh, Devin, you cracked me up.
So I'm guessing like value your time, because 60 meetings is a lot. You could have been meeting other people, focusing on plans. So yeah, use time wisely.
Yeah, I like that, Tommy. And
Yeah.
Especially with a startup, like time is money.
Definitely.
Anything that you're doing is costing you money or giving you money. And 60 meetings with no outcome, that's a lot of money wasted.
Seriously.
Yeah.
How long did they last? Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't know. It's just like I don't know if it was because their business model wasn't refined, or if they didn't know what they were selling, or if they weren't getting the message across. Like there's so many different things that it could be, but it's just like there's something seriously wrong if I don't know, it just seems crazy. And maybe it's not. Maybe because it was such a huge deal, it's like we got to discuss lots of different things. But I don't know. It's just crazy.
All right. So, question number 6: who benefits from the technology?
The world.
I think, specifically, well, it just depends. For example, the 911, that would benefit a lot with Amber Alerts, finding people through the last notified place of where a kid was at. With if they had a cell phone on them, they'd be able to pinpoint them exactly where they were. That's one idea, one thought.
People who are playing Pokemon Go.
Yep.
When they're inside, they can locate where they are.
Who else would benefit?
Advertisement,
Yeah.
Yeah.
personalized advertisement, because I'm always getting push notifications from this coupon app I have, and it's like, hey, there's like 6 stores close to you with coupons. It's like, hey, I actually really want to go eat a Subway sandwich for $2 off right now. That sounds great.
Yeah. Because that definitely, like, for the consumer market, that would, I mean, just with that story alone, would be able to reach a lot of people in a lot of ways, especially with apps nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially, yeah, that's a great example. What problems does it solve, and who has this problem?
Parents. Find my friends. Can track your kids.
Yeah, that's true. Adam, does that solve your problem? How many kids do you got running loose?
Fuck you. I don't know where they're.
No, that's definitely a problem that it solved. What other problems does it solve?
My I don't know, like, I'm just kind of in the advertising mood, but like, I'm just thinking of companies reach their target market, and it's like, I don't know, you could pay for a phone book in a specific area, but I don't know, just thinking, like, if you've got GPS tracker on a phone and you determine where people are at, then it's like, all right, this is my geographic boundary I want to market to, or this is the furthest away from my. The radio ads are, like, not worth it. So, or I don't know. I'm just thinking about advertising. So I think it solves the advert to the advertisee problem.
So, do the business decision makers in the companies above feel the pain that this solution solves?
I don't think they do, or else they would be more willing to buy it.
Yeah. I mean, you look at these 3 different companies, and if they would have felt the need from the beginning, I mean, for example, of Nokia, there wouldn't have been 60 meetings. It would have been a first few meetings that would, Nokia would look at it and be like, this is something that we want, but it just kind of went on with how many times they would meet, and I mean, there was no action taken. So
yeah, I'm thinking about Apple, and it was only like 2 or 3 meetings before this. I mean, Steve Jobs like calls the dude and's like, hey, like, call me back.
sure.
That they act like they do solve like a serious problem, but I think the companies were worried, like, what's it going to take to implement this, and like what's the cost? Because I mean, right now they're paying, I don't know, like $3 for a GPS whatever inside the phone, but we've got software and it can update periodically, and like there's no like additional cost for that or whatever. Like, there's no hardware you have to put in place. So once they like were able to get to somebody who did understand, like Steve Jobs, it was like, all right, like, let's now.
Yeah. Any more comments regarding that question? All right. So now we get to vote. Which strategy option do you favor? Local ads, sell the company, or persevere? So is anyone in favor of local ads?
No.
I'm not. Who's in favor of selling the company?
Yeah.
I can always count on Devin. So Devin's for selling. Anybody else?
I'm for selling if the Apple deal doesn't go through.
If it does or does not go through. Okay.
And then just keeping it on the down low that it didn't go through.
And persevere. Who's in for that? I am.
Me too.
Yeah, you too.
All right. So it's basically one or the other. So Devin and Baden, why do you say they should sell?
Actually, I take it back.
Oh, what?
I-
Come on, man.
I
Stick to your guns.
want to say it, but the reason I'm doubting it is because there's not really an offer on the table. I mean, like they could go to whatever the GPS thing is with their software that they've created, but I don't know. I think they should stick it out because it's a good idea, and obviously I see how it affects me now, like in real life.
Yeah. I think that right now their most valuable asset is that they have a head start on the market.
Right.
They don't have anything else going for them, really. And they need to just stick to that. If they Qualcomm or whatever, they haven't even made them an offer. We don't even know what they're going to sell it for.
Yeah.
So Baden, do you have any other
No,
reasons why you would want
no,
to?
on the pre-poll I said persevere.
You
I
did.
think, yeah, you can sell it, but I do think they need some big deal or something that sets them apart more, like gives them credibility before they can really sell it for a lot.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my main reasoning for persevering was the fact that they have a patent for their technology. And I mean, with that, they basically have a barrier to entry, a natural barrier to entry for, I mean, I think patents last 10 years or yeah, I think so. But till then, like, they have the power to be able to take the company wherever they want to go with it, because no one else would be able to use or create the same technology that they do because they have a patent. So that's my 2 cents. Okay. So then it says, convince everyone in your group that you have the right plan. Is everyone convinced?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now as a group, prepare an agenda for your call to Steve Jobs. So we asked for the BATNA, what is Jobs' interests? Why did he call you? Who should pay? Will you pay Apple to get into their device, or will Apple pay you? How much will you propose? And how big is this opportunity for Skyhook? Well, it's pretty freaking huge.
Yeah, I think that's actually like contract wording too. I'm pretty sure they should like word that in somehow. Pretty freaking huge.
So BATNA is the best alternative to a negotiated agreement. So basically it's saying like what like
What's
what
their
we're coming up
response?
with is a plan to negotiate. So, I mean, Jobs' interest, obviously, I mean, it is to have I guess, the best company and the best iPhone. And he talked about having, like finding the best applications and implementing them. And obviously, like he has access to Google, and like it said that in the case, and he has access to like having Google Maps and whatnot at no additional cost. Yet he still called out to this company to like, you know, Skyhook and figure out if that's an option. So obviously it's, and I think with Apple, they're all about patents. You know, they just have the lightning charger, and you know that's a patent of theirs. And so I think with Skyhook having a patent on their technology, I think that's a huge thing to consider when negotiating.
Yeah, I think like the technology like Skyhook now is mainly just being used for social purposes, like Facebook, like tagging your location and stuff like that
Yeah.
with
Pictures.
Wi-Fi. So I think Jobs' interests were just like Jackson said, just he wants the best features, like the newest. They Apple just like they innovate, so that's why.
Yeah.
So it says that BATNA is what's the most advantageous alternative course of action a party can take if negotiations fail and an agreement cannot be reached. So basically, like if Apple chooses not to take Skyhook, like what's the best thing that we can get from Apple?
Maybe access to the user base.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, like, sorry, I may have misunderstood the question, but the most advantageous thing if we don't get the deal, or what? Sorry, I don't. Can you say the question again?
Yeah, so it says in negotiation theory, the best alternative to a negotiated agreement, or BATNA, is the most advantageous alternative course of action a party can take if negotiations fail and an agreement cannot be reached.
Oh, okay. Never mind, I misunderstood it.
I think it could still be beneficial to them if they could just get the product in Apple's products.
Yeah.
Because then they'd have a lot more credibility. Then they could probably sell to other people.
Yeah, and going off of that, Baden, is, I mean, just the recurring revenue of every time an Apple phone sells, they would get a portion of the sale. Because, you know, their technology is in the Apple phone. So, yeah, it's a great Great idea.
Cool. So are we on who should pay then?
Yeah, if we can't get them to pay us, let's pay them to get in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that that's what they're gonna have to do is pay them.
Yeah. And how big is the opportunity? Well, as
Pretty freaking huge.
yeah, as Devin stated, we should put in the contract pretty freaking huge. So yeah.
Pretty freaking huge.
Okay, that's it. Any other comments?
Sweet. Nope.
No, sir.
So how many? So we have like 2 more of these meetings left, or 3. Is that right?
I think only one more.
Yeah, one.
We only have one
Oh.
case next week, so we'll meet on Friday.
Sweet.
The last case study we don't have to meet.
Good. That's
Good.
awesome.
Should have a
Miss you
pizza party
guys.
next week, guys.
Nice.
Everyone just go buy their own pizza and we'll
Party.
Pizza
We'll eat
party. Okay, guys. See you next week.
All right,
Take
see ya.
care.
Okay, see ya.
see you guys.